I got a phone call that changed my life completely. I was called by my girlfriend's mom that something bad had happened. 10 minutes later, her brother was at my place to explain me what had happened. And essentially, my Yen, as I like to call her, was no longer with us. And the woman I loved was just gone like that. And I was supposed to go with him to her place to, I don't know, just be with the family, say my last goodbyes maybe, because she was in her room. And truth be told, ever since March 8th, my world has just been a hot mess. Just everything sucks. I'm lost. I'm still confused about what happened. I'm angry. I'm sad. I just don't know what to do. And part of what gets to me is that since that night, my life has been just chaos, and time has been more or less standing still since that day or since that night. Everything has just been kind of. My life has been an autopilot, essentially, and it feels so unfair that the rest of the world just keeps turning and everyone goes about their daily business. So finally, after almost a month, I just want to sit down and I want to talk about who Yen was and about the relationship we had, the memories we shared, and just kind of talk about her and keep her memory alive. So if you have some time to spare, and I know this is not Skyblivion related, but if you just want to put this on while you sleep or whatever, I would really appreciate it. I just don't want her legacy to be, well, nothing, essentially. I just want her to be remembered, and I want people to know her like I did. I'm not really sure how to do this. I think I'm just gonna go over how we met and just go from there. Maybe share some fun things we did. Something fun, I guess, is that I don't have a fever anymore, but I was pretty ill. Um, I got the flu, and after that, like a lung infection. What really sucks is that when you're sick like that and you've been in a relationship for so long, the only thing you want is for your partner to just come home after work and take care of you or just watch something together.
Select hero bands.
And there's nothing I wanted more these last few days than for Yen to just come home, give me a hug, and for us to just sit down and do our thing together, which obviously was not going to happen. The last time she got ill was pretty funny because she always told me not to come over, obviously, because she didn't want me to get sick, and I always told her that was nonsense and I would be right there. Last time she was ill, she told me the same thing, and within 5 minutes, I drove up to her house. I rode my bicycle because I'm Dutch. We have bicycles. We go everywhere with our bikes. And within 5 minutes, I was standing in front of her door. She opened it. Was kind of not really surprised. I mean, she could have guessed I was gonna come. I just really came over there like a fucking lightning bolt. And she opened the door, looked at me, and before she could even say anything, I just kissed her on the mouth and I said, "So, all right, if I'm gonna get sick, I'm gonna get sick. So let's, at the very least, have a fun day together." And we just spent the day, I think,
That was right
playing.
after
We
Mommy
got
picked one of
the
Mercury's.
physical
I could
Gwent
never
card
buy
sets
her
from the
wings.
Witcher 3 games, from the Witcher 3 game. So I think we played
Not
some
every family
Gwent.
can.
We
too.
played some games
late than
on the
never.
old PlayStation or maybe Nintendo, like Pokemon Stadium, something like that. We just spent the day together, and I talked about this. I'm venting a lot on Twitter, sharing just memories because I don't really know what to do with all the stuff that's in my head right now. And I shared this on Twitter too. I think yesterday, or the day before that. Not even sure when I'm gonna get to editing this video. But if you are in a relationship, after a while, it's easy to take those things for granted. And I would just I would give up so much for just a hug right now. Last night again, I dreamt about just holding her in my arms because she was, I'm 190 centimeters, and she was 170. So compared to me, she was small-ish, and I was always able to just kind of hold her in my arms. And last night I was just dreaming about holding her, just hugging her, kind of just comforting her, saying it'll be all right. And at the end of the dream, I was kind of half awake and asking if I should stay over at her place tonight. And then I kind of realized I was just talking to myself, lying in bed alone. And I guess I just what I want to fuck. What I want to say is just if you are in a relationship or even just to a close friend or brother, just don't take stuff for granted. Just tell your friend, tell your partner that you love them, that you appreciate them. Give them a hug. I'm not really a big hugger. She always used to like hug me at every chance he got, and I would just kind of stand there like a sack of potatoes. Sometimes just hug her with one arm, and she'd always tell me two arms, because I wasn't putting any effort into it. But man, like I would give so much for one of those hugs. The last few months too, I was really, I guess, in a hugging mood during the nights when we were sleeping. Like I would crawl up to her. And a few months before, she had complained that I was too distant in bed, just sleeping by myself. The audacity! How dare I? And she told me I was a bit too distant. So now I guess I was being. Well, not distant enough because I got another complaint, I think, 3 weeks before it happened, that I should give her some more space sometime, which I think was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And I immediately brought up that before I was too distant and I was not distant enough, so that was kind of funny. The story how we met is actually a really, really good one. I've been a bit of a loner, and before I met her, I was kind of at a bad place in my life, very lonely, in my 20s, just in my 20s. I'd kind of ditched all my friends, not because they were bad people, but because I was just very frustrated with myself, and I don't know, at the time that seemed like a smart thing to do, just be alone. But I got this invitation to go to a bar for someone's birthday party, and I never go to bars ever. This was probably like my first time going to, well actually it's a pub. So I was invited. I said, alright, fine, I'll drop by, which is very rare because I always just say no. And like it would take me usually 5 minutes to get to that pub because it's pretty close by, and I'm pretty fast when it comes to biking. And it took me 30 minutes to get there in the end because I was very nervous about going to a pub for some reason, being among people. I had like 3 or 4 mental breakdowns on the way, just where I just stopped and wanted to turn around, saying this was a mistake. This was the worst thing ever. Why would I do this to myself? But eventually I got there, and the girl who invited me, which is not the girl who was celebrating her birthday, by the way. Um, the girl who invited me said hello, and I hung out there for a while, and I immediately noticed Yen. Um, Yen was just beautiful. She was wearing like this green long sleeve shirt, and green is one of my favorite. Well, it is my favorite color. Um, she had nice long brown hair with a bit of a curl in the ends, which I really like. I'm not really a fan of the super straight hair. And it was kind of a nightmare because a girl that hot was never gonna be interested in me. So I stayed away from her. I just drank and gave my money to a guy. I told him to get everyone around. Yen actually intervened and took my money back from the dude, saying I should not do that. Or well, I guess she thought he was taking advantage of me because I was drunk off my ass. I just wanted to be nice, so it was a conscious, stupid decision. And around 2 in the morning, she went back to her place with her friend, and the guy I was with was very pushy and just kind of went with them. And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm not staying behind." So I went with them. Went to her place, and it was all fine. It was fun. We talked. Everyone talked. She had a laptop with Skyrim on it. And after a while, I just started playing Skyrim in a room while the rest was sitting on the bed and talking. And she kind of came up, and we just talking about Skyrim and playing Skyrim together, which is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever done, I think. At 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning with a girl you don't know. But it was strange. We kind of got along, and it was nice. So at the end of the evening, or well, I think at 4 o'clock in the morning, everyone went home. I went home. Didn't really make a move. Actually, my friend did try to kiss her. She wasn't into it at all, so he got shut down. But I did ask eventually, like her number. I think from the friend she was with, from the other girl. I asked if she could share her number, and we did eventually get to talking. I actually know. I remember why I had to go back because I had forgotten my sweater in the pub. So I had to walk back, get my sweater, and I think I texted her that I found a sweater and everything was cool. So that was that night, and it was kind of like the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. I swear to God. But it gets worse. It gets scarier. It gets worse. So I think a week passed, and we were kind of talking to each other, through Facebook, through WhatsApp, sharing just things about each other, and we had a lot of things in common. Turned out, she was a big Lord of the Rings fan. I was a big Lord of the Rings fan. She liked The Hobbit. I'm okay with The Hobbit. I liked Lord of the Rings films a lot better. We both liked Skyrim. We both liked just kind of nature, and I went to a lot of fossil dig sites in my youth where we dug up a lot of stuff. I actually have a bone of a mammoth in my room somewhere. So it was another thing we kind of had in common. She just liked skeletons and everything that had to do with skeletons, and just a lot of stuff that you don't really expect to find in a woman. And that was just, it was awesome. So we got, I don't know how it happened. I think, yeah, she asked me over for dinner. And, well, that scared me. But I went over there and we had dinner. I think she had just gotten back from work because that beautiful girl from the bar, she was still there, but she was her hair was all greasy and she was wearing like just really old, baggy, non-flattering clothes. So I was kind of confused as to what was going on here. Like this didn't feel like a date. Then again, I had never been on a real date, a proper date anyway. So it went kind of meh. I was super nervous, like you wouldn't believe. Just my legs going everywhere and just couldn't stop moving. And yeah, we said goodbye that night. And a week later, we tried again. This time around, it went a lot better. She cooked. She did cook the last time, but she also made like a nice dessert. We just sat down and talked about some real stuff. It's weird things to talk about, but we talked about depression and just how shitty life can be sometimes. And at the end of the night, we kissed. And that was when I was outside, and I just felt like the luckiest guy in the world. And that was the start of something beautiful, and honestly the best thing that has happened to me in my life yet. And the thing that's so
Yeah.
rare about all of that is that
Makes sense.
she too wasn't really feeling like going to the pub, and we both weren't really outgoing people. It was the first time for me going to the pub in years, and it was the first time for her too. And we both weren't really looking to meet anyone, just be social for once, and we met each other, and it was. I've never really believed in things that are meant to be, but that feels pretty damn close. It's also funny is that we both have green eyes. We both love green. She was wearing that beautiful green shirt. And, well, from there, everything just was great. When I met her, I was deep in the shitter. And she really made me feel loved and wanted, something that I had not felt before. I always felt like I was an ugly piece of shit because I've been called an ugly piece of shit all my life. Through high school, all I did was get beat up, get into fights, get called names, and school before that was not much different. But here was this beautiful girl who chose me to spend her time with, and I just couldn't believe it at first. And I think this was in October. October somewhere is where our relationship started. For realsies. Or no, wait, late October is where we met. November is where the relationship kind of started. But things were good, and then for Christmas we got each other presents. And I actually don't remember what I got her. It was pretty good that I remember, but her gift to me was a lot more special. Because we were both Lord of the Rings fans, we had watched Lord of the Rings movies already in those 2 months. And I told her my favorite scene from the Return of the King, the Two Towers, I mean, which is the scene where the Knights of Rohan come to liberate the city of Minas Tirith. And I was able to cite the speech that King Theoden gives to his men, and I told her that was my favorite scene in the whole trilogy. Like that is just perfection to me. And what she did for Christmas is she wrote out the scene in this Hobbit handwriting, which she could nail, and she wrote it out on parchment. And it was just the most beautiful personal gift I'd ever received. And on top of that, it wasn't just a speech. She got me this huge flag of Rohan, which actually is right above my head. It's always hanging on the
Double
wall.
kill.
And I had to wipe away one single tear because at that time I had been through so much shit, and I'd never been with someone I
Mighty
loved
have unlocked.
or someone that loved me, and just getting something like that was such. It was. She was such a beautiful person, you know. She was so kind, so generous, and that's when it really hit me, and it's been all uphill from there. We were so happy together. So yeah, Christmas was awesome that year. Um, let's see. Other than that, we baked cookies, of course. Took our first Christmas pictures together. Not sure if I'm gonna show those. If I'm gonna show any pictures at all, but
Double kill.
it was good. It was nice. After about a year being together, um, I started to see some um, issues or recognize some issues. I was doing much better, mainly thanks to her, but she started to get worse. She had a lot of stress with the job. She was a veterinarian, and that's very stressful work because you're currently dealing or you're dealing with like emergencies all the time, and there's no real structure. And it was really wearing her down. And every time for work, she was just crying because of the stress. And after a while, I just told her to quit her job, and we would figure something out. We would find a different job, which at first, of course, she didn't want to do. And then luckily, I was always able to kind of convince her to do something that was in her best interest. So she did quit, and things got better. But then came the stress of having to find another job, which took longer than expected. And she did some telecom job, which just wasn't for her. And that was kind of like a bit of a bad period for us. But we were there for each other, and all was well. Not much later, that summer, we went to France and then to England with my family. France was all right. The problem was that she was still kind of feeling down, and before she met me, she had been depressed for a few years, and after she met me, that kind of came back up. Because as it turns out, you can be very happy with a person. In this case, she was very happy with me, over the moon, really. But you can't really escape your demons, unfortunately. And this kind of showed in France. She was kind of on edge all of the time, and we bought her a nice summer dress, and on a good day she would put on the dress and she would look beautiful and be happy. On a bad day she would kind of stay to herself and stay upstairs and read a book. But there were a lot of good days. Luckily, I learned how to fish, even though we didn't catch anything, because all there was this little stream with trout, and they're kind of a pain in the ass to catch. And we didn't really have the good rods with us anyway. But it was fun. She just enjoyed learning that kind of stuff, and I enjoyed teaching her. But then we went to England, and England was amazing because it was just the two of us and, well, my mom and dad. But we had our own room, we were able to do our own thing. Pokemon Go had just come out, and we were playing a lot. Um, we still played right up until she passed away. So that's something we always kept doing together, and it was just a lot of fun, just walking around from pier to pier, finding Pokemon.
I'm looking at my laptop, my bad.
And it was good fun. Lots of great pictures and memories there. And she really kind of relaxed. And what's funny is that we were at, I forgot what it's called, Lyme Regis, I think. We went for a long walk past like these fossil walls, and we did find some fossils, which was really cool. But we, after like 2 hours or 3 hours of walking, her hips started hurting. Like her legs were a bit crooked. Well, not crooked. That sounds like it's really disformed, which is not the case. But yeah, she had a problem with her hips, which wasn't really noticeable, but it just hurt her. So I told my parents that we would just take a bus home. Never taken an English bus before, but you know, sure, I'll take her home with the bus. So we were waiting at the bus stop for I think half an hour, and after a while, the other woman that was with us said that the buses are on strike. We told her, well, that sucks because we're tourists and we don't have anywhere to go. And she said, you know what, no worries. My friend will take you home. So we get picked up in this big BMW by this British man.
My god,
And we just sit in the back,
he's just bouncing.
listening to those guys talk and kind of talk to us every now and then, asking us where we're from, etc. Filming ourselves. I might put the video in this video. It was crazy. It was really random and funny to be able to experience something like that. We were just kind of laughing and yeah, taking it all in. It was really quite the experience. And then, well, we got home safe and sound. Thanked the generous people for taking us there, and that was awesome. And on that holiday, she found a medallion in one of the stores from, I think the brand is called St. Justin. I have the medallion in my hand right now because I took a picture of it. And when we were home, her birthday is August 3rd. I found that medallion and I got it for her birthday. It's a tree of life. And up until that point, all she would wear sometimes was a Skyrim necklace. It's the only necklace she had. And I got her this so she had something a bit more feminine and beautiful, as she obviously deserved. And she loved it, and she hasn't taken it off since. And
More field research. Grand.
now I got it back, which is strange.
What kind of armor polish do you use anyway?
A year later, I got
I
her
make my
this
With
really nice ring for her
walnuts?
birthday,
Among other things.
which apparently is like, looks an awful lot like an engagement ring. So she got a lot of questions about that, if she was engaged or not. When she showed it to her mom's reaction was something like along the lines of, "Did you get engaged?" And she told her mom, sort of. And she always did want to get married. I was always told that before her 30th birthday there should be a ring around her finger. A wedding ring. She was always going on about our future, how we're going to live together, how we were going to have a dog and a cat. She was more of a cat person, I'm more of a dog person. And yeah, it's really strange. These last few weeks before she passed away, I was really getting into that idea, because at first I always told her that we weren't getting married before my best friend was getting married, or one of my best friends, who is not going to get married. And she kind of got upset at that joke after saying it for like a million times. obviously. So I stopped saying that, and I did really want to marry her even in the end. I didn't really believe that marriage was something I'd ever be interested in. But even like the few weeks before she passed away, I started thinking about how I was gonna propose, and I would have want one of my best friends, my closest friends, to be there with us. Not family, just friends in like a location that was either beautiful or something that the two of us really liked. Yeah, strange, strange that started just becoming a thing in my head right before it ended. Another thing we always wanted to do, well, there's a lot of things we wanted to do. First of all, we wanted to go to New Zealand and go walk past the locations that Lord of the Rings were shot at. Obviously, go to Hobbiton. Something else we really wanted to do was go to Lord of the Rings in concert, where you watch a movie while a live concert is playing in the background, where they play the music and you just watch the movie. She wanted to see that movie about a water monster, like the deep water or in the water. So it's a recent movie. I actually made my bank account was just empty, but I have a PayPal account that I always have a few €100 in to buy like cool, geeky, nerdy stuff and gifts for her. And
Double kill. Triple kill.
yeah, so I was gonna take her to that movie because she tagged me on Facebook, like those stupid posts, where "Ooh, if you tag someone, they have to take you to a movie." So she did, and I told her, I'll see, I'll think about it. And I had thought about it, and I wanted to take her to that movie, but I guess I waited too long. So those are kind of regrets. Talking about regrets, I was supposed to sleep at her place on Wednesday evening, and she passed away Thursday morning. So I kind of blame myself for that, for not being there.
Select a map.
I don't know. I've been told a lot of times now that I have to keep talking about things and just talk. But I don't really have anyone to talk to, and I'm tired of... I don't know, I'm just tired.
Select your hero.
So I thought I'd share it with you, whoever you may be. If there are people that have been through similar things,
Choose heroes to battle.
please tell me what you did or what helped you. Yen was really into animals. Like a while back, she rescued this naked cat from a family who were just a complete mess and a disaster. Like they had 6 6 cats, 3 kids, like 3 dogs, way too many animals and people for the small house that they had. And the naked cat was being harassed and bullied, and just the cat was a mess. And he also had like for some reason, like his nipples had blown up, like there were little Christmas balls hanging on his belly, and his eyelids were, I don't know, it was strange. Like he couldn't open his eyes because his eyelids were curled inward, I think. So when Yen got that cat, it cost a lot of money to just basically fix him up. But that was money she happily spent because the cat had been saved, and that's all that mattered.
5, 4,
And as I've mentioned before, she was a good person.
1. Round
So it didn't really matter much that it cost some money to rescue a cat from like a shitty home. And fairly quickly the cat started to kind of come out of his shell. In his old home he was always hiding, and he did trust Yen, which was good. And the last few months he actually became a lot more playful. She'd had him for a year, I think, up until this point.
The objective is now
In the last few months he started to become more and more playful, and I don't know, as far as cats go, I liked him. He wasn't as playful or active as I'd like cats to be, but he was naked, which is a big plus, so you don't get the hairs like everywhere. And I don't know, I just think it's very, very,
Within my reach.
what's the word? It was very typical of her to do something like this. She also spent 800 euros to get his teeth removed, because this cat is like a disaster. He was allergic for his own saliva or something like that, so his gums were infected, and they would keep getting infected unless the teeth would get pulled out. So, well, teeth pulled out. 800 euros. You can get like a breed cat for that, but she didn't care. She just wanted the cat to be happy, and I want her to be happy. And I did make her happy. I made her very happy. So that's something I don't have to regret. We went for our anniversary, our first anniversary, we went to a restaurant, and she put on this like sort of cocktail dress, I think. I bought a new blouse that she really liked, a black blouse. She had this black dress. She got her hair curled, and she looked so beautiful. I remember just taking some pictures while we were waiting for the bus, and then showing those pictures to everyone. This one time, my grandma came over for dinner, and we were just talking, chatting, and I pushed like the picture of Yen in her face, like, "Grandma, look what I'm dating." And Yen told me to cut it out, but she liked it, obviously. She sent me this letter once when we were dating for, I think it was for like when we were dating a year, so before we went to dinner. And in the letter it said, there's a bunch of things. First of all, that I shouldn't doubt her love for me, or that she understands it might be hard for me to understand that I love, or that she loved me, but that she did, and I should just trust that she did, which was really nice. She also said that she really liked my childish humor, and just I like making people laugh, and I also like just annoying people. And she said that 23/7, that's what she loved about me. So every now and then she did hate it. Which and what else was there? Oh right, that she really liked being shown off for once instead of being hidden. Before me, she was in a terrible relationship that, well, that's unimportant, because today's about, or this video is about her and the good stuff. So she was just happy that I was showing her off, and I was just happy that I could show her off, that I could walk next to her. That was really special to me. Another good story is that when it was Christmas 2 years ago, we baked cookies, and I always told her that there's this old guy who decorates this giant ass tree in my neighborhood. And so she came up with the idea to bake him cookies, because this guy has been doing this for as long as I can remember, at least for 2 decades. So we were baking cookies, and we did. We got him a little card, and on the card
Aw.
it said to Mr. Christmas Tree or something. And we wanted to just do it anonymously and shove it down like the postal thing gap in the door. I'm not sure what it's called, but the guy saw us and he opened up the door, and we actually got to shake his hand, give him the cookies. We didn't introduce ourselves because well, that would kind of ruin it, because you're doing something selfless, and that's the whole point, I
Oh my
guess,
God.
of what we were doing.
I'm sorry.
But we did explain that we lived in the streets, and we just sorry, really enjoyed his trees every year, or his one big tree. And
0-1.
yeah, he really did appreciate that, and that was just a really cool, spontaneous thing we did for no reason at all.
Loosen up. This is supposed to
We also went on a last trip in November, I think.
be the end.
We went to Newcastle with this big ferry. It's nothing fancy at all because we were poor as dirt.
3,
Fun story.
1.
The first ticket we got, we missed. We were in time, but I only brought my driver's license. And I thought that would be enough to go to England from the Netherlands, and it wasn't. So we tried to get a temporary ID made, but I didn't have a picture with me. So that ended in disaster, and her crying and me feeling like the worst person in the world. But I got us another ticket, and we still went to Newcastle, I think, the next week. And we had an amazing time, and it was fun, and she did get sick a lot on the boat, so it was less fun. But it was really cool just being able to get away with just the two of us. And yeah, just good times. We also went on a little trip with my friends. Not sure when that was. I think around December. Yeah, it was just before Christmas, I think. Yeah, it was before Christmas. So we went on a trip with my friends, or our friends. And we had a little. We had hired a house somewhere in this park. And we just had the best time. We drove to a few cities, went to a Christmas market, and just had a great time. My friend brought his poker sets, which is where one of my best friends, his girlfriend, just got hooked on poker. She wanted to do nothing more than poker after that. And as you do with poker, you gamble a little bit. So one night, the winner could decide what the loser did. I lost. Yen lost. There were a lot of losers. But yeah, we had to do some challenges, and she was challenged to eat like a sandwich
shout.
with everything in the house, everything we could find.
Oh my God, reload. Jeez.
Too bad it didn't actually taste as bad as we thought it would. She took her first bite and she was disgusted, and then after like bite number 3, she was like, you know what? This ain't half bad. So, yeah, jokes on us. She had a free sandwich. I had to walk around. I had to run around the compound, or the park naked. So I had to fit all my junk into one hand, which is very, very hard to do. Like, you wouldn't believe when I'm packing. She was a little bit free. But yeah, she did enjoy watching that. That's for sure. So that was a good holiday.
Round 2.
stupid thing is there are so many memories, and I know there are, but thinking of them is harder than you think. What I can share is that my birthday was March 24th, so a few days ago. And I knew Yen had gotten me a birthday present, and it was supposed to be amazing, and she'd gotten it a month before my birthday. But she passed away on March 8th, but not before not before she kind of told me where she hid it, so I wouldn't find it accidentally. And it was very important that it would stay a surprise until the 24th. Because the year before that, she had gotten me a gaming chair. Like, who does that? That's a very expensive gift. But she had gotten me a gaming chair, and when I was at her place a few days before my birthday, I was just poking her, annoying her, being myself. And out of frustration, at some point, she yelled at me, "All right, that's enough. Stop it. If you don't stop it now, you won't get your gaming chair." And just imagine that in like a girly voice. And I was like, or why? She didn't say gaming chair, just you won't get your chair. So I asked, chair? What chair? And there was this huge box in the hall, which had been lying there for a few days. And I knew that was going to be my present, but just kind of figured it was filled with nothing, or I don't know what it was. But yeah, I learned what my gift was. She was so disappointed because she was a perfectionist, you know, and everything had to go perfectly, and that didn't go perfectly, so that sucked. But we did have a lot of fun putting it together, and my ass is sitting on that chair as we speak. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but I was bouncing up and down. So yeah, that was a really good birthday. And well, this year it was very weird. I was expecting the gift, and you know, you're getting a gift from someone who's dead, to just be very blunt, and that sucks. And what sucks even more is that she was so excited about giving me this gift. She had shown it to some of my best friends. She'd shown it to her dad. Apparently everyone knew what the gift was but me, and she was just showing it off, and she kept telling me how amazing it was. And then kind of before she passed away, she started doubting it because there was some damage on it, and just her being kind of, I don't know, her mind racing, and it was
You know what?
amazing.
Screw it.
I loved it, and her dad brought it to me on my birthday, and in the morning. It was a huge box. At first, like the night before, I thought I had figured it out. I thought she had bought me like an Alduin statue, because I don't have that one, and I'm an Elder Scrolls fan, and I collect that stupid shit. But no, she got me a huge box, and I kind of realized, okay, this is gonna be a sword. It's huge. But then again, it was so huge, it was too big for a sword. But nope, it was a sword. Not just any sword, it was the sword of King Aragorn. Anduril, the Flame of the West. The blade which was once broken. And it was amazing, obviously. I've been looking at buying that sword a year ago, 2 years ago maybe. But it's just expensive, and I thought, well, meh. And now here I get this. And well, of course I cry a little. I hadn't cried since the funeral, which was March 16th. So yeah, that was one amazing final gift from one amazing person. I kind of want to end it there, but at the same time I also want to explain what happened, because I lost the love of my life not to like a freak accident, but to her own demons. On March 8th, she took her own life because, like she had the last few weeks, she was crying for work and she just was so stressed out. And I was always there to kind of comfort her, and I would drive her to work. And like I said, I was supposed to sleep over at her place, and I didn't, just because I didn't feel like it. And it's not my fault, and I know it's not my fault, but I could have prolonged it for maybe another year. But yeah, she did. She took her own life, and she didn't want to do it anymore. She didn't want to just panic and cry before going to work. She thought we would never have an actual future together and that we wouldn't ever be able to get our own place. And that's the shitty thing with depression. Like, your problems seem endless and your joys in life seem very small and seem to fade out quickly. And this was just a bad period in her life, and I was still making her very happy, and I know I did, but it wasn't enough. That morning, I got a text from her saying that she loved me. I should actually grab my phone, make sure I don't say it wrong. Stupid thing. I sent the last thing I sent to her is a fucking picture of a banana. Not that it mattered because it was like hours after that already happened, but she texted me, "I love you and you're the best thing that ever happened to me." And I didn't think much of it. I thought it was a little odd, but we did that sometimes, just say how much we loved each other. It sucks. In her goodbye letter, she also said that I'm the best thing that happened to her, and I was the sweetest, most handsome man she'd ever, met. And if you look at the pictures and if I look back at our life, it shows that we were just the happiest couple on earth. And she really did try, but I guess those moments of just despair and anger, they made her do stupid shit, and this is a stupid thing. And people say it's alright, and she's resting easy now, but that's horse shit. Because it shouldn't have happened. It's that easy. Because we were happy, and she was happy. And sometimes she wasn't happy. And when she wasn't happy, I would come over and she would be happy again. A few months ago, we had a similar situation where she wasn't feeling it anymore and she wanted to die and just wanted everything to end. And I came over and we just talked about it, and I got her to calm down, because that was what it was. Those moments were just stress and panic and fear. Fear of not being able to move out, fear of not being able to have a future with me. And I was always able to calm her down, but I wasn't there this time. And she chose for herself, which is something we were working on these last few days. Or weeks, I was starting to get her to take care of herself more. She had talked to her boss, and she had gotten less hours, which was a huge relief, because now she would be free every Saturday again to just be with me. And she was doing so well. She was so intelligent and yeah. I guess that if people do watch it to the end, I want to give you something like a lesson out of all of this for me. And that lesson would just be excellent to each other. Like, she was a cashier eventually at her new job, and just getting a compliment from a customer, it would do so much. And at the same time, being yelled at by a customer would hurt her so much. She would take that home. She would take that very personal. So just please be kind to people you don't know. Get to know people you don't know. Treat people with respect. If you have to wait 5 minutes in line, wait 5 minutes in line. It's not the end of the world. If there's someone you love, give them a hug. If there's a girl or a boy you're into, take that chance, because it might be the best thing you'll ever do. I asked myself if I regret meeting her, knowing all the pain I'm going through now, and I don't. Because she is the best thing that ever happened to me. And without her, my life would have been empty, and I would have stayed alone. And I would have kept on being alone. Because for some stupid reason I felt that was the right thing to do. And I've learned to love myself, but also others, and that's the reason all this shit is hurting so much right now. It's because I'm alone. But the only reason I feel that is because I wasn't. Is because I was able to share my life with someone, and that's something I would never take back. Because I have been truly happy, and now I know what that feels like. And I know that's not something I'm looking for right now, but I hope that I won't be an ignorant ass and just shut myself out of everyone's life again. I hope that I can get myself to kind of chase that feeling again at some point in my life. But for now, it just hurts. So yeah, I guess thank you for listening, and yeah. Also, something I should probably notice is that, or mention, is that she was incredibly proud of what I did for the Elder Scrolls projects. I never told her. She kind of found out by herself about these projects that I was working on, and she was so proud. She was so proud. And she really has been like an amazing motivator to keep going. During some of those Q&A streams, she was actually the one playing. Actually, you know what? The video is not over yet. So yeah, she was sometimes playing during those streams, and I was answering the questions, which was a really fun thing to do, because for some reason I never share these YouTube channels and Twitch channels with anyone. It's just, you know, I don't know why, but she found out and she was so proud. And a few months back I helped her create a Twitch page for herself. And we were streaming, or well, she was streaming a lot of DayZ, which is one of my favorite games, and I taught her how to play that. And she actually She met some amazing people on there. She met like a lot of friends. She was part of a clan, if you can believe it.
Hello, ladies and
I've played for
gentlemen.
years. I've never run into a group of people who just accept me into their clan. She was almost at 200 followers, which was something which she was very proud of. I wasn't sharing her stuff because I kind of thought it was a conflict of interest. I tried to keep my channels professional, and
Select hero balance.
I'm not sharing my friends' channels on there, and I didn't share hers, but I helped her a lot with building an audience. I shared it on a lot of pages and places that I knew people would be interested in it. She actually got raided by one of the big DayZ streamers once, which just caught her way off guard, which was really funny. There's actually a really good clip on Twitch on there,
Now
which I
arriving
thought was
at
hilarious.
Shamrock
I will just
Mystery.
probably include that in the video.
For me is unique in the aspect that I can actually make friends. Oh fuck. Bruh. Dick. Right when I'm talking about friendly people. Where is he? Fuck. Okay, but at least I saw him. Oh, okay, but I was closer this time. We have made progress. I actually aimed at someone.
You're only my
If you can, just
responsibility
visit her
if you're
Twitch
close
page.
enough
There's a
to
lot
me.
of good stuff. Our last stream together was Tuesday, and she killed herself on Thursday, so 2 days prior. And we were just, if you watch the video, we were just having so much fun, and everything was fucking normal. Business as usual.
4, 3,
And well, I saved that last stream, so it'll be up there until the end of time, probably.
Halo.
So if you can, just give her Twitch page a look. She was also on Twitter. I will link that. There's pictures of her cat. Stupid cat. Other than that, I don't really know what else to do. I'm getting professional help, but they didn't have a spot open for me until April 9th. So that's a ways off. I'll probably have more stuff to share, but I'm not gonna make another video, I don't think. I just want people to remember her as a kind person who was always willing to help someone else, who loved cats, and above all, who loved me. And that was Yen. So I hope you got to know her a little bit. And I hope you will remember her.
My ultimate is charging.
Mistakes will always precede victory.
Still charging
My
Kekkai
ultimate
Sanctuary.
is charging. An unwanted fairy will use the payload.
Come on, let's regroup.
Minor
I saw the light fade from the sky. On the wind I heard the sigh.
Enemy seen.
As the snowflakes cover my fallen brothers, I will say this last goodbye.
How do you not die?
Night is now falling, so is this day. The road is now calling, and I must away over hill and under tree, through lands where never light is shone, by silver streams that run down to the sea. Under clouds beneath the stars, over snow on winter's morn, I turn at last to paths that lead home.
This ends now.
And go where the road then takes me, I cannot tell. We came all this way, but now comes the day to bid you farewell.
Oh my God.
Many places I've been, many sorrows I've seen.
Fair enough.
But I don't regret, nor will I forget all who took that road with me. Night is now for me, so ends this day. The road is now calling, and I must away over hill and under tree, through lands where never light has shone, by silver streams that run down to the sea. To these memories I will hold, with your blessing I will go, to turn at last to paths that lead home. And though where the road then takes me, I cannot tell. We came all this way, but now comes the day to bid you farewell. Gales of a hope,
Protect us, kick game! Enemy seen.
I bid you all a very fond farewell.
For the Crusaders!
Oh,
A sip for the parch.
that's crazy. She reaches me from that far.
Mistakes will always precede victory.
Shark in the water, floating by.
Enemy seen.
Stingrays swim beside him, saying hi. The otters and belugas, they all salute us. Oh, what a beautiful day to stay inside. Oh, the blue water makes you look so pretty next to jellyfish. Swimming in captivity, I know you're far more focused on the deep blue scenery.
I see one.
But I can't focus when you're next to me.
Enemy seen.
Oh, I love you so. Oh,
Skills improved.
I love you so. Admiring the fossils on the wall. Not baffled about anything at all.
Ultimate is ready.
The manta rays above us, they stop to say they love us. Oh, what a beautiful day to fall in love.
Ryujin no ken wo kure!
Oh, makes you look so pretty next to jellyfishes swimming in captivity. I know you're far more focused on the deep blue scenery, but I can't focus when you're next to me. Oh, Todoko. Oh, I love you so. Oh, Todoko.
Enemy here.
Oh, I love you so.
Oh my god.
And there's you, Sean, not far behind. And your hand is falling into mine. And with you, I have nothing to hide. Oceanic wonders up above. We that you're more than worthy of. The ocean all around us, the happiness that found us. Oh, what a beautiful day to fall in love. Oh, what a beautiful day to fall in love. Oh, what a beautiful day to fall in love.
Couldn't have done it better myself.
Enemy here.
狐の鍵爪を解き放て。
Enemy seen. I've got you.
Oh. Oh, what's the thing up? 31? How long does it take to download?